Hi, welcome. I'm Ingrid, founder of the Creative Grove, and today we're going to have a fun, clean, and simple project. I love the colors and just the expression of this card. This works for just about anybody, so I hope you like it. I have some pumice stone distress ink by Ranger, and I'm going to use one of the mini blending tools. We're just going to fill this space in right now. We've got about 2 1/4 or 2 inches here. And we're just going to lightly sponge it. Note that I'm starting off my project. The first time you put your pressure down, you have a little too much pressure there. It's hard to gauge how heavy you're holding that tool. So always start off your project and then work your way onto your project. It's just a good rule of thumb. You want to cover this rather well. Remember that the nature of distress inks are that they are translucent inks. They act like kind of like watercolors. So you can layer them, and so if it doesn't really look that great at first, just keep going. I guarantee you the more you do it, you'll end up blending all the color together and it will just be beautiful and flawless. And it'll just takes a little bit of practice, and you have to trust yourself and just keep going. So it looks like we're getting this pretty filled in. I'm going to pull that away so you can see how much color we've laid down. Now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. This is a great stamp. It's Gorgeous Grunge by Stampin' Up. It's definitely a must-have stamp set in your Stampin' arsenal. And I stamped this not too hard here, which was a mistake. You can see that I had a gap there where my card met my mask. So the next time I do this, I'm going to put a little more pressure, especially down by where my mask is. I know it's hard for you to see if I'm putting pressure down, but you can see how I stamped that better. So I'm going to come back in, I'm going to go over that first area, not too hard, but being that these are, stripes, you can do that, and I'm going to come back in and just kind of fill in those gaps. And I'll have a couple tricks here to show you on how to fill that in. Don't ever stress about stuff like that. Here you can see this is one of them. I'm taking the mini blending tool again and adding a little more ink. This wasn't my original intention, but since I kind of goofed up, I needed to fill that in a little bit. So it ended up being a smart thing to do. It gave me a nice little frame around that area and kind of made it a little bit more weathered, which actually was a nice look. So don't ever stop, just keep going. You never know what you'll end up with at the end. So now that we kind of have that background, it looks really cool. I absolutely love it. It almost looks like designer paper. We're going to now move on to some colors. I have some Blushing Bride, some Primrose Petal, and Real Red Cardstock, all by Stampin' Up. And we're going to start with the 2 lighter shades. I've cut some little strips of these, and we're going to use this Owl Punch, and I love this little heart. Simon Says Stamp also has some great dies that have these little tiny, I call them like rustic looking or craft looking hearts. And these are the expression thinlits also by Stampin' Up. You can probably find a love script from just about anywhere online. Doesn't need to be Stampin' Up. I'm going to cut that out in the Real Red cardstock using my magnetic platform. Can't live without that. And we're going to quickly run that through our Big Shot. And now that we've done that, you want to carefully take that out from your actual steel die. Some people like to put a piece of wax paper in between. I just poke it through. I can't be bothered with the wax paper. It's one more step and one more thing I have to tear, and quite honestly, I go so fast, it's just one more thing for me to do. So I'm just lightly, and this is sped up, so I know you can't see how slowly I did that, but I did that pretty slowly actually. So that's going to go about there. And now I'm going to use my Quick Sticks tool to help position my hearts. And you can see I'm just kind of getting a feel for what the card is going to look like before, adhering some things down. So just kind of getting an idea of where I might want to put some of those hearts and if I want to put the love in that area. I decided to add some sequins. Love these by Pretty Pink Posh. These are the sparkling clear sequins. Definitely something that you want to have. And get them in all 3 sizes. Sometimes it's nice to have a variety of sizes. It doesn't really necessarily look great always with just the same size. So I'm using the 2 smallest sizes here. So you can see I have my expression here, and I'm taking some of the mono liquid multi glue here, and I'm going to add several little dots, and then I'm going to actually use my nozzle to spread that glue around. You don't want to leave it to where your glue is kind of raised because that's just too much. This expression is really thin, and if my glue is raised up, then when I put that expression down, it's going to kind of just come out all over the place. So I know it looks like I'm adding a lot of glue here, but what I'm doing is I'm taking that same tip. I'm not squeezing my bottle, and I'm just spreading the glue around. And that's really a good tip. So now that we have that all covered, I'm going to take some reverse tweezers to give me a gentle assist to put this all down. And just slowly get that to where I want it to be. I'm going to start with one part and then add the rest. And then if you miss a little spot, you can always add a little glue to it. And then now we are going to adhere the rest. You can see I'm coming back in here. I had a little tiny bit of glue ooze out, and I like to just kind of take it away if I can. It does dry clear, but it has a glossy sheen to it. So now I'm going to take a couple of these sequins and hearts and show you how I adhere them down. I need the quick sticks to help hold it, and then I sometimes use little scissors, microtip scissors, or my paper piercer there. Now I've got the rest down. I just jumped ahead, and that's the last one. And I found that the reverse tweezers helped great with those. So here's our final project. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks so much for crafting with me today. I have some great close-ups here. So thanks for watching. If you would like to follow me and see more videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Visit my blog at thecreativegrove.com. We have a great Creative Tips newsletter with more exclusive videos, as well as a VIP community where you can learn more. And be sure to check out my latest video. And of course, if you are online and love to engage socially, be sure to connect with me as well. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye-bye.